What's up, guys? So, this video is going to be about hope and being grateful despite the pain and challenges that life throws at you. I would say hope is one of the most important things that we as people have um, to help us keep going. If you look around the world, there's most people suffer. Most people live in a state of in the world where they're not happy with how things are, where they're suffering, whether it's psychologically or physically. They're not where they want to be in life or something else. But the point is that most people in this world are suffering. And happiness is a scarce resource. Not everyone's happy. Everyone aims to be happy. Everyone's striving for happiness, but it's not something that you can easily find. Happiness is a symptom of your condition. So how are you living your life? Are you living life on your own terms or someone else's? Do you live for what you want or not? These are all things that will determine whether you're happy or not. You know, you can't make yourself happy like some people say. Some people say, "Oh, just be happy." That's not how it works. It's very hard to find happiness when you've been through so much in life. When you've been thrown so many obstacles that just keep coming at you. It's like you're like taking turns in the ringer, just getting hit and knocked out, and you get up every time. But it's really hard to find happiness. It's possible, but I think something that is crucial as a foundation for all of us is hope. If you lose your hope, you die. What I mean by that is when someone loses their hope, they will that's the beginning of the end. It's when you start giving up on everything, you start letting yourself go, and you're basically just waiting till you die. I've seen it happen to people, and it's very sad. It's a slow process, but once someone has given up hope, it's just when the downfall begins, where they either let themselves go and they end up becoming this unrecognizable person that is literally just waiting to die. And that's tragic, but it's what happens when you lose your hope completely. I'm talking like you completely lose hope for the future and yourself. Hope is like that fire in you that burns and that keeps you, you know, unwavering despite the strong winds and the storms in life. You don't want to lose your hope. The hope is one thing that you don't want to lose, because losing hope is literally the beginning of your death. You might not drop dead at that moment, but you're basically waiting for it at that point. So as hard as it is, you know, there's this meme I saw on IG, what's like with Ryan Gosling, and it's basically saying, "Oh, like staying alive, just in case things get better." I really like think that's true for like many people. Um, recently with just the way the world has been since COVID, prices, cost of living increasing everywhere, just social isolation becoming, more prevalent than ever. Um, and just people like not being as close as they once were. Many people don't have a support system. They don't live with a family member. A lot of people don't have real friends. They're like in these groups that they call themselves friends, but like they won't be there truly for you if you really need them. You can't talk to them about like the stuff that really bothers you in the world. So most people don't have a real support system, and therapy and psychologists, they're gonna give you the usual stuff and prescribe you some meds that are going to just basically override your brain to the point where like you just like become happy for like even though like you're living in shit, which I don't think is sustainable long term. And not to mention you get addicted to those things. Despite all these things, I really think keeping hope is important. You just have to keep on believing. It might sound like cope to some, but whatever you call it, we can't afford to lose our hope. So, a hope for a better tomorrow, a hope for a better life, a hope that things will change. We have to maintain that. Another thing is gratefulness. A lot of us take things, you know, for granted. Our health, we take our health for granted. We take our families for granted, our parents for granted, our friends for granted. It's not something, or even our wealth for granted. It's not something that we should take for granted at all. It's super important to be grateful, no matter how hard life is. Because despite all these bad things, we have to remember what we have. And there's people out there that really have nothing left. But there's always something to be grateful for. And it's important to just, appreciate what we have, even if it's not much. Like me, the problem with me is um, I haven't been taking care of my body properly. I've been lacking sleep. I've been eating unhealthy. I've gone through a phase where I fasted for a long time, and I lost weight, but then it came back fast, and I just don't have discipline, and I'm just treating my body like shit. I'm putting it from one extreme to another, and it's not at its best shape right now, and I really regret doing all that. Your body is your physical vessel in this world, and you want to take care of it. So, as of this video, I've promised myself that tomorrow I will not overeat. Food addiction is something I'm struggling with, among other things. But I've promised myself that tomorrow I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm not gonna eat till my desire is full. I'm gonna eat till my body says that's enough. You've eaten enough to satisfy your needs. I have to fight and defeat gluttony. It's one of the things that has affected my life the hardest. I wouldn't wish obesity on anyone. It's a horrible thing to have. It's a horrible addiction to have. Food addiction, it slowly destroys your body. It's horrible, and it leads to so many missed opportunities in life, whether it's with girls or, you know, just in a social setting. It really limits you. It's a huge burden. It's very unfortunate. There's a lot of opportunities I missed because of obesity, and I'm suffering. And it's not the only reason for my suffering, but it's a big one. Um, and I have to be much more grateful for my physical body and take care of it. So, despite all the pain, this first video is about how maintaining hope and being grateful is the foundation of a change. And my life has been really hard for the past 4 years. Ever since COVID, my life has completely changed. It's gotten really bad, but I'm hoping for a better tomorrow. I'm hoping to make videos in the future where I announce good news. The world's been hasn't been good to me the past 4 years, and I'm trying to change that. But I hope everyone who's listening to this, I hope everyone takes away hope and gratefulness. That's it for the first video.